And who's your quarterback?
Well, I don't know yet. Honestly, we'll watch the film. Both those guys did good. Eric Thompson made a good play on the ball down here where Dante threw the pick there, but they can both throw, and obviously you can see they can both run. But that's a good problem to have. We're fortunate that we have two guys coming out of spring that we feel really good about. I think you can see that. Saw some good blocking by the offensive line tonight. Good running by the running backs, and got to get our receivers healthy a little bit. Get some guys healed up a little bit, and get Octavius Brown back on defense there. He'll help us out a little bit there.
I know you obviously running back's good, but the tackling maybe wasn't where you wanted.
Tackling was, it showed up today, and that's one thing that I think glaringly showed up was that's probably as poor as we've tackled really all spring. And it kind of was actually surprising. Ryan Moore made a bunch of guys miss. Jody Webb made a bunch of guys miss. Well, I mean, those guys make a lot of people miss anyways, but I think you got a chance to see those guys are pretty special.
Can you start the season with the two quarterback system?
Yes, yeah, I mean, and that's something that Shane and I have talked about. We're not in a big hurry to make this decision. Both those guys are starting to realize you've got a lot of weapons around you and good tight ends, and you just need to do what you're coached to do. I've said it a million times, coaches coach, players play, and that's the difference between good seasons and special seasons is you got to make those big plays, and players do that.
Coach, if you had to pick an MVP of spring for offense, defense?
I think defensively, I've been really happy with Julius Childs and Vince Coleman as far as just stepping up and being those leadership type roles, the guys you want there. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think there's a group of guys. You got Christian Bryan, who's a guy that's maybe not got a lot of flash, but he's done a great job for us just in his day-to-day work ethic and his approach. And I think tight end-wise, you got Nate Adams there who's done a good job. Stephen Page has been very consistent also, and Jelani Barasa.
How do you assess this tonight? What do you like about it? What do you like about it?
Well, I like the fact that we were able to execute some things and didn't have a bunch of turnovers except for one pick. That's the good part. The bad part is you had some missed tackles, but when you look at it on film, are you bending your knees, are you doing the things you need to do to make a good tackle, are you putting your head down? Those are fundamental things. Or is the back just making you miss? Is it a good run by the back? And that's what film's for. I mean, it happens so fast that that's the only way you can assess it is by looking at it back on film.
One thing I thought looked good was the D-line.
Yeah, I mean, our defensive line is, if you were to ask me one group that's had the best spring, I'd say our defensive line. They've done a good job, and they make us work. They make our offensive line work hard. They pressure the quarterback. We kind of held some things back today, both offensively and defensively. I mean, we know there's people out here, so we're not really running wide open, but it's our defensive line's been much improved.
How late do you have to go in your spring game to get good weather, since you haven't got some?
I don't know. I mean, if Dana had more control, I know he's high up down there, but he can't get anything done with the weather for me. So maybe Mayor McNally or Phil Kidd can get something done for us.
How about Ryan Moore? Is he impressed with all
Yeah,
the running
it's
back?
the first time. Today's the first day he got tackled. How about that? He had a strained hamstring, so we just brought him out of the box about 3 practices ago, and came out and ran around a little bit. And it's pretty good for a guy that should be going to the high school prom tonight.
Is it more encouraging or discouraging as far as your offense being almost that far ahead of your defense tonight, especially?
I mean, you have to also understand that the whole spring our defense has been shellacking our offense, and we've also, kind of held some things back on both sides of the ball.
Okay.